Here lately, I've been putting a lot of thought into things, and in order for people to prosper and make it, like in a marriage with kids, they're both going to have to sacrifice. Both are going to have to sacrifice. Just like a church where only 2% do the work, it don't last. Or a job where only a few people do the work, everybody's going to have to sacrifice to make a business work, to make a church work, to make a home work, to make a government. The reason they printed all that money is because they needed it for some either military thing or something, and they needed everybody in the country to sacrifice while they did their thing. But it's such a hidden thing. See, when you print a bunch of money in a closed system, you devalue the dollar and the price goes up. So even though they gave everybody $1,500, that's nothing. That's like nothing compared to price of bread going 3 times. The only way you're going to beat it is fasting and prayer and working. So they knew that it would force everybody to have to work more hours, which is sacrifice. So the only way a country is going to make it is that the whole country sacrifice. Everybody had to sacrifice on that one, except for the ultra rich. A lot of businesses are bankrupt, you know. So when they print money, it's a hidden tax. It's stealing. It's actually stealing from you. Stealing your time. Stealing your time and resources and energy and vampiring off of you. Instead of the government sacrificing and cutting out some jobs that are fluff jobs, they printed all that money. They didn't want to lose their fluff jobs, you know. Back in the day, the ones who served Congress, I don't even think they got paid. If they did, it wasn't much, and they did it as a service, not as a career. If you do term limits, 6 years, that would solve that. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. This place is decaying. The body's going back to the grave, and everything in front of you is going back to the dirt. Eventually, it's all going back to the dirt. Do you hear me? And so it's all decaying. That's why Elon Musk said escape velocity. In order to make it, you're going to have to produce more. You're going to have to produce more than the expenses. In other words, make more than your debt. Make more than you spend. And the government doesn't want to do that, but they want you to do it in your life, and they want to steal from you. That's the way it's set up. That's why everybody's struggling, because the career politicians. Career politicians, that's why they're struggling. For somebody to say they're going to cut the police department, cut down the police. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. For somebody to say they can have a city without police, that's the craziest thing. See, they don't believe in the sin nature. The reason they think that way is because they think man can pull himself up by his own bootstraps. They don't believe in the old Adamic nature. They don't believe in the sin nature of man. The reason you see all this decay, all this dirt on the side, all this decay, is because the sin of man. Man came from the dirt. He's going back to the dirt. I was reading in Ecclesiastes last night where God is showing mankind that he's just like the beast. In Ecclesiastes it says God is revealing to man he's just like the beast. He goes back to the grave, his spirit goes up, the animal goes back to the grave, their spirit goes down. There's no doggy heaven. There's no doggy heaven. If you want to believe that, go ahead, but there's no such thing as a doggy heaven. You won't even remember the former things. When you get your new body and you're up there, you can't even imagine how you're going to think. Everything down here, you'll look at everything down here. The only way I can explain it, because I decoded it for a long time, you'll look back at this, and this will be like a vapor, and it'll be like, why did I worry about that? Why was that even a deal? Why? It's not even real. It's like a dream. And there's an old time hymn about it, but it'll be like a vapor. You'll look back and you'll say, it really wasn't even real. This place is not even real. It's a test. It's a sanctification journey, but it's a short journey. But you'll look back and you'll say, none of it really matters. Like somebody said one time, in 100 years, this won't even matter, whatever it was. In 5 years, you won't even think about it, probably. Your life is a vapor, the Bible says. That fence won't matter, that house won't matter, the street won't matter, that trash can won't matter. None of this will matter. It'll all be gone. It'll all be burned up, renovated. None of it will matter. Do you hear what I'm saying?